In a given year, an estimated 26% or 1 out of 4 adults suffer from a diagnosable mental disorder.
In 2023, about 2 out of 5 high school students reported to struggle with persistent sadness and hopelessness.
Even prior to the 2020 COVID-19 pandemic, mental health struggles had increased by 40% within the previous 10 years.
Mental health struggles have been persistent in our communities and families in recent decades, causing various problems that create a chain reaction through the people around us. However, the idea of mental health is rapidly integrating into society.
There is a lot more awareness now than in previous generations. The stigma of having mental health issues has really dropped. People talk about it much more. There's people talking about what they're going through.
Past generations, they haven't really dealt with the problems that they have mentally. They just kind of push it out. Pulling yourself out by your bootstraps, keep going, no matter what, right? That only works for so long. And it seems like maybe this generation has figured that out. This generation seems a lot more proactive.
We're in the information age, and if you want to know something about anything, it's not that difficult to find information. I remember when I was growing up, I never even heard of ADHD or bipolar behavior. Those were concepts no one knew anything about.
With the rise of awareness, understanding the causes of mental health struggles are important to identify them.
Some of the biggest mental health challenges are due to things such as anxiety and depression, as well as just overwhelm and busyness, and due in part to just technology and just, social media and aspects like that, and just kind of that comparison game. Anxiety and depression, and people burn out a lot, and that's from parents to even kiddos. And I do think that that's just part and parcel due to just maybe social media and just that comparison and feeling like you always have to compete or always have to look a certain way. I do think that that really is kind of having another level of impact that I don't think that we've ever seen before in society.
Mental health can occur anywhere. We see it in all sorts of people, whether that be a kindergartner or a retired veteran.
So, what can we do? To shine a light on mental health, a 3-step process can be implemented into our communities and families. It can even be applied on a governmental level.
The first step is awareness. People need to be knowledgeable about mental health and what it does to someone.
There's handouts. It's being promoted on TV, on apps, on all sorts of stuff.
If people who are leaders in the community are also talking about mental health or even their own mental health struggles or sharing what has happened within their family, and that trickles down, if everybody is part of the conversation, that starts eliminating the stigma.
The second step is connection. Connecting between others allows better understanding of those affected by mental health struggles.
Be interested with them and checking in with them, meeting them in the world that they're at, acting interested versus focusing on the to-do list or focusing on the fact that they're tired from a hard day. And also, again, creating a safe place that it's okay to have big emotions, that it's okay to be angry at each other, in a healthy way, that communication is encouraged, that we're talking about hard things.
People feel very isolated at this point in time. If you can support families by reaching out to them. If you know somebody that you care about, I was about to say who's struggling, but you may not know they're struggling, just reaching out and connecting with people. Ask somebody out for coffee and just reach out and make connections with people. Don't isolate yourself. Don't let somebody else be isolated.
The final step is accessibility. Everyone having the chance to get help when needed is important.
One of the first things people say is, well, it's expensive. And it can be. It can be very expensive. Some people will use insurance, but always, I would say to whoever's looking into mental health, ask about a sliding scale, because some people drop their prices way down.
A lot of the federal mental health programs were canceled under the Reagan administration. There's got to be places to help people. That's not an easy task, knowing how to do that exactly. But there are a lot of private programs.
Through these 3 steps, mental health can become an essential part of our families and communities. Even though the people around us will be there to support us, the starting point of this process tracks back to ourselves.
So people can offer the help, but you gotta take it. So it's the same thing as going to school. They're giving you homework to help you learn, but then you don't do it. And then what do you learn? Nothing. So it's kind of a 2-way street in that way. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. That horse has got to drink some water.
For FCCLA Missouri Region 10, this has been Alex Trieu, Keisha, Jasmine, and Emily Neal.